guys, it's Sheik. It's week 13 on GenderBlenders, and yes, I am making this the same day as I made last week's video. Bear with me. I seem to be in a good mood, so I figured I should get all my videos out of the way now while I still was kind of happy and able to amuse you all. So this week we are talking about relationships during transition, how that affects you, how that affects them, what's the whole deal with it. Okay, so I didn't really start to socially transition until recently, as you guys know, because you guys hopefully have been watching this. If you haven't, you should go back and watch all the videos because they rock. But I only started recently socially transitioning, and I had a boyfriend when I first started. Really sweet guy, still totally in love with him, still totally like my BFF. But very straight, which is a problem because I'm a guy. So, and I do know that there are some guys that cope and find out that they're a little bit more bisexual than they thought they were, but my boy wasn't one of them. And it happens, and it's okay. At first, our relationship was really cool, and then as things started getting a little bit more serious with my transition, I did the dumb thing of not talking about it. I was like, well, if I don't tell him, he won't know. He won't know. Which is retarded, because if you're dating someone, they'll know. So, especially if you're trying to keep something secret from me, because then they know that you're acting strange. So that was idiotic on my part. But, so we were dating, and it was good. And then my dysphoria started getting worse, which I talked about in my last video. And, I started socially transitioning on campus here. I came out to a bunch of folks, got in therapy, still working on all that, came out to my mother, which is this huge deal, and it happened at his house. I came out to my mother over the phone, and he walked in the middle of it and was like, "Are you okay? You didn't answer my text." And I was like, "I can't do anything." So, yeah, so he knew. And for a while, I was really scared, because I thought if he broke up with me, then I would be losing my best friend as well. And so that was really the main reason, because we weren't really acting like lovers anymore. We weren't really having a lot of sex, mostly because of me, and that's fine. But we weren't really doing the lover thing, we were doing the BFF thing, and so we were slowly slipping into the friend zone, and us breaking up was really just allowing ourselves to be more, to focus more on the friendship than on the partnership, which I think is what I need right now. So that's rad. So we broke up, but it's not bad. So if you're thinking you're gonna start transitioning and your lover's not completely on board with you, might not be completely on board, but they can still be, your friend afterwards. So here's to hoping. What I'm worried about now is finding, after I transition, because I don't think I'm going to date anyone for a while, because I'm going to be transitioning, hopefully, and that would be hard for someone new to deal with if my boyfriend of 8 months couldn't have handled it. So, I'm going to be single for a while, which is fine. Gives me time to focus on myself, gives me time to focus on the projects that I'm doing, figuring everything out, so that's rad. Prove. But my problem is how do I find someone after I've transitioned? After I've become that, especially because, I'm very gay, and I have found that most gay men that I have met have an aversion to the female parts, and they're not going anywhere, at least for now. But if you are in a relationship, one of the biggest things is you need to be open about it. Not open about the relationship, open about the transition. You need to keep a dialogue going with your lover in terms of what's going on in your head, what's going on in their head, because if you keep all that bottled in, it's gonna get worse. And you're gonna start feeling like they don't see you for the real person you are, and they're gonna think that you're changing into this horrible human being, and it just causes a lot of problems. So talk about it. Don't do the dumb mistakes that I did. I am here for your learning purposes. I am here to be your living, breathing example. So, yeah. That's all I really have to say on it. If you have questions, because I'm really vague and my head's like all over the place today, let me know. Comment, message. If you message me though, message me on my personal channel, because I tend not to check the GenderBlenders channel too much. So, message me on Sheik1847, because more likely I'll get to that than, otherwise. But yeah, so this is week 13. It will be a Friday when it's up. Still Wednesday. So I guess I will see you guys next week.